Okay, yeah, so today we're going to cover multiple projects, how you handle multiple projects in MS project. Then last time we introduced reports, but today we're going to go into details of reports. Yeah, then if time allows, we shall introduce Undervalue Analysis. Yeah, so let's get started with multiple projects. Yeah, so when do you use multiple projects? You may find that within a company, you have different departments. For example, it may be, water resource company or an engineering company. But when you have construction projects going on, you have maybe road construction, the ones for highway. Maybe you have those ones in electrical engineering for M&E. So you may find that in each department, there are multiple projects that are going on. But what if in each department you have a general project manager for that department, and he wants to track or to understand what's going on in other projects, but using just a single file? Yeah, so that's when multiple projects come in. Yeah, so we're going to demonstrate it by creating, we're going to create 2 different projects. Then we create another one, which is going to act as a master project to the other 2. Yeah, so we try to link the other 2 into this blank one. Let me hope it is clear. Like I'm going to create 2 projects, then I create another one, a third one, which is blank. And that third project is going to act as a master project to the other 2. Yeah, so now I'm going to go to new. Yeah, I can use these templates just for demonstration. So I'm going to use commercial construction. I create it. Yeah, then I'm going to save it. Okay, like on desktop, I'm going to create a new folder and I call it construction projects. Yeah, so this one is commercial construction. I say save. Yeah, so I'm going to create another one. Let me search for residential. It's this. Yeah, let me save it also in the same folder. And this is residential. Yeah, so now we're going to create another blank project. So this is the one which is going to be the master to the others. So let me also save it in the same folder. I'm now going to call it construction projects. Yes, so now our folder looks like this. Okay. I think you can't see it. Let me show you how it looks. Are you all seeing that? Yeah, so we have commercial construction, then we have residential construction. So those are kind of like sub-projects. Okay, they are projects on their own, but when it comes to our company, they kind of belong to construction projects. So we want to link those two projects into the construction projects file. Yeah, so it's what we're going to do now. Okay, I'm sharing the screen to continue. Okay, hope you can see this. So now this is our blank project, or the one that has construction projects. Yeah, so we're going to give it a name, construction projects. Yeah, we know it's going to be on the top level, but here we enter it as a task, then we shall indent. Yeah, so now I'm going to, are we following? Hello? Hello?
Hello, yes, you can hear you.
Yeah, I had lost the network. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay, but you were following up to that moment. We
Yes.
have created 3 projects. One is going to be a master to the other 2. Yeah, so now, in order for you to link or to brought in the other projects, you go to project, you go to the project tab, then click on sub project. Yeah, so you have to ensure that where you want to insert the sub project, that cell is active. For example, I want to insert it here. So I go to sub project, then I go to the folder that has that sub project. I want to first input commercial construction, and I say insert. Yeah, then I'm going to bring in another one. What's our project? Then residential. Yeah. So do you see this checkbox? Okay, this that has link to project. Yeah. So this has.
Yes.
In case you want to link both projects back and forth. For example, if you link them back and forth, it means that if changes are made in the master project, they will reflect back to the child project. If changes have been made to the child project, they will reflect in the master project. But in case you don't link them together, that will not be possible. You will not be able to get the modifications. It will not be able to update automatically. Yeah, so we have to ensure that this is checked. Then here under insert, you have different options under insert. There is insert, then insert read only and show previous versions. Yeah, for insert, if you just click on insert, it means that it is modifiable. You can modify it from anywhere, from the master project. But when you use insert read only, it means that within the master project, you cannot modify anything about that project. Yeah, so this can be helpful when you have maybe someone auditing, or maybe you have an accountant who needs to do auditing of your projects, but you don't want the accountant to be able to modify the projects. So what you do, you link the project, you create one file to them, you link the project, but now you make it read only, so they cannot modify anything, they can only see the information. Yeah. Then for show previous versions, this one is very used, but it is when you want to look at what was there before. Yeah, but for now we're going to go with insert. Yeah, so you can see that we have both projects, and we have here an icon that shows us that is a complete project, and it shows you the URL of the location of that project. And when you click on this, it will give you all the old tasks that belong to that project. Yeah, and also this. So what we want to do, we want to show that these two projects belong to the one. So
Thank you.
we do the normal indenting. Yeah, so when we indent, you can see when we go to construction projects, under construction projects, we have commercial construction and we have residential construction. Yeah, so we can open commercial construction. Yeah, so is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah, so now let's try to do modifications and we see whether they will reflect. Okay, before we do modifications, let's try to observe something. Are you seeing the days here? For construction projects, it is showing 344 days, and also commercial construction 344, while residential construction is 152. Yeah, so this is because, okay, we've used the template and it has picked the start date as today. So this one is showing that both projects are starting on the same day. So now that means they will get, like for you to complete construction projects, it will take the other duration that is taken by the one with the number of days, like this one with 344. If they start on the same date, but just imagine if they don't start on the same date, then it will automatically calculate and it will be able to show you, when will you complete the whole construction projects that you have in a company. Yeah, you can as well make one the predecessor to the other one. For example, when I come to residential construction, I may say that in order for me to start residential construction.
Hello.
Yes.
There's a question in the chat from Churchill.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's asking why construction project has 344 yet it was blank. Yeah, but this is what I've been explaining. Like, okay, let me explain it again. We indented this. We indented those two tasks. Yeah, okay, previously, let's unindent because it is also possible. Yeah, so before we unindent, you can see that we have commercial construction and we have residential construction. Yeah, so I want to show, it's like I'm creating another top level on these projects. I want to show that these two projects belong under construction projects. Yeah, so if I finish commercial construction and I finish residential construction, I would have finished construction projects. So what do? I indent them to show that they belong to construction projects. Yeah, so when I indent them, since these two projects here by default, they're all starting on the same, like on the same day. By default, it is starting on the same day, like for commercial construction and residential construction. It means that residential construction will get done then commercial will continue. But the total duration that's going to be taken by construction projects, it's not going to be the sum of both. No, it's just going to be the maximum, the duration with the project that has the maximum. I can give you maybe a simple example. Like if we have 1 week to accomplish 2 tasks but are going to run concurrently, you may find that one task has 3 days, then another one has 5 days, but they are all starting on Monday. So at the end of the day, like on Friday, and I want to see how long have I taken to accomplish these 2 concurrent tasks, it will not be 5 plus 3. It will just be 5 because you did the other one as you are still doing this. Yeah, so that's why it is 344 and for construction projects, because it is picking the maximum from commercial construction. Yeah, so is it clear now? Okay, so now I will still explain that you can make one a predecessor to the other one. If I want to show that residential construction, in order for residential construction to start, I must have complete commercial construction. So I can come under predecessor, then I check commercial construction. Tap enter. Yeah. So have you seen the change in days? So now it is 496. It means that I'll first do commercial construction, then I start on residential construction. Yeah. So now let's try to do a modification from the master, and we save, then we check from the child and we see whether that the change has reflected. For example, on the first task, if I change it from 3 days to 5, and also the next one, I change it to 5 days, then I save. Okay, going to just save. So you can see that when I go to save, it's going to ask me whether I just want to save this, or whether I want to save this one that has yes to all. It means that I want to make modifications from the master and also the child project or the sub project. Yeah, so if I say yes to all and I try to open commercial construction, see that, let me first, this is what we've changed, but we've changed it from the master. Yeah, so we can also try to change something on residential. Okay, let's try now to change from residential, but when we're changing from the real project, not the master project. Yeah, so this is the one that has residential construction. Yeah, so let me come here to 20 days and I make them 10. Then on one day, I make it to 2 days. Yeah, here then I save. And so this one does not need to ask whether I should save to all, because I'm just in that specific project. It will automatically be updated to the master project as long as they are linked together. Yeah, so now let's check from our construction projects. If we minimize this and we come to residential, yeah, then you see that our changes are reflecting here that have been made. Yeah, so let me hope that one is clear. So do you have any question?
It's clear to me.
Okay. Olala, do you have any question? Okay. Yeah, I think we can now continue. We're going to generate project. We're going to generate reports. Yeah. So generating reports. Let's use. Okay, let's use residential. But you can as well use any other project that you want to have. Yeah. So the other time we got an introduction, but today we're going to create one simple report. Yeah, so in order for you to generate reports, you go to report, then we're going to use new report, then blank report. Then you can call it a name. You call it any meaningful name. It depends on what report you want to generate. Yeah, so you'll be given this interface. Olala, your question is not clear. I don't know what he's asking. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, so under this report, maybe let's call it construction report. We want to call it construction report. Yeah, so you can even adjust. Okay, like you may find that reports maybe you're making for your company and they prefer designed reports, like maybe with the ones that are looking good. So you can even modify, you go back to task, you can make it bold, you can change to any font size, you can change the color. Yeah, so that is possible. So when you're done with that, you come back to design. Yeah, so you can see that we're given a number of tools that we can add to this. You can even add an image, for example, a logo for a company. Maybe we can, yeah, let's get one logo and we add it. Let me download some simple logo here. Yeah, so you can come here, you go to images, then you go to the location of the image. Yeah, and maybe this is our logo. Yeah, so you can add a company logo onto the report. Yeah, so now that means for designing, you will explore more, but you can add anything you want, text boxes, you can design whatever you want. But now let's look at the functionality. Yeah, so now on this report, we can add different things like a table, we can add a chart. Yeah, so for now, we're going to add a table. So I will get a table, which is here. And maybe I need to give it a heading or to put some text before this. So I can go to text box, then I draw a text box, then I write in maybe table showing project progress. Yeah. So we have this. So now on our table, you can see that by default it comes with some columns, but we may be having the specific columns that we want to show. Yeah, so it will be for the overall project. It will be reporting about a project, so it will not go into detail about each task. If you need those ones, then you can print out from like the Gantt chart view. Yeah, so that's why here it is just having residential construction. Then start, finish, percent complete. So if you want to add more, or if you want to remove these columns and we add our specific columns, you come to the field list here. Then you can see here under fields, you can see name is the one that is selected on this side, but I can as well add ID if I need it, or I can just use ID only. Yeah, like that. Then we can, yeah, so now you can see that we have different kind of like sections. We have different sections that we can select our columns from, like under cost. You can see we have in actual cost, actual overtime cost. So if I want to add actual cost column, I click on actual cost and it will be added. Okay, then if I want to add something about duration, I can go to duration. Then I can see there's actual duration, there's duration variance, there's finish lack, and you select. Yeah. So whatever you select is added to this list here. And you can right click on it and remove the field in case you want to remove. Or you can say finish, move up. If you say move up, it will just move by a particular row. For example, let's demonstrate on name. And we say, you see for the name, we cannot move up. So moving up is kind of like going on the right, on the left. Yeah? But when we say move down, it will go to the right. Yeah, so we can as well move this one back. So that's how you rearrange, because you may realize the moment you add here, it will just add it like on stack, but you may want your columns to be arranged in a particular way. So that's how you arrange them. You just right click, either move it up or move it down, or you can even remove. For example, I want to remove actual cost. I remove it from my table. Yeah. So this is what we have. I can add more. Can add more fields from maybe percent work. And when I come to work, I want to show maybe remaining work. Yeah, then I can even adjust my table. Yeah, so we are done with that table. So let's add a certain chart. If you want to increase the font, everything is possible here. Yeah, so we go back to design, then we go to chart. Yeah, so you will be able to select whether you want a clustered column chart, whether you want a stacked, yeah, any type, whether you want a line, any chart that you're interested in, then you say, okay, then the chart will come. But now it will come with, it will just select some live fields by default to be on your X and Y. Yeah, but you can as well change with the field list. So you may say, I don't want to show actual work. I don't also want to show remaining work. Okay, I only want to show budget work the year against okay, just here we cannot see the charts because we've not modified our template yet, but we can go and add in. Let's first go back to task. I come to report. Then under here, I can add maybe % complete, and I mark tasks that have been completed. So I'll come here and I give these ones 100. Maybe I give these ones 75. This one takes 50. This one can take 25. Then these ones can all take also 25. And I save. Then I go back to my projects, to my reports. Okay, let me just create a new report. Then I try to add a chart. See that it will be now showing, it will be showing the data. Yeah, so this is each level in the report, in the project. The first level is general conditions, then site work, then foundation, then farming. So you can see this is representing actual work, this is representing remaining work, and this is representing like work that was assigned. The difference between actual work and work is like when you are creating tasks, you will give them duration. So that duration will be calculated in hours and it will be called work, like work that has to be done. But when it reaches to execution, you may find that you didn't totally, like you never took all the days, or you took more than the assigned days. Yeah, so now that is the actual work. If a project is supposed to be done in 2 days and those are 16 hours, that is work. But now if it is done in 3 days and you used 15 hours, that will be the actual work. Yeah. So that's what it is demonstrating. So you can click on this.
Hello. Good morning.
Then you.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
You can click on this. Then you choose what you want to show. You can add more or you can remove some. Yeah. So if you want to change the maybe you want to display the information onto the, if you want to modify your chart in any way, you just come to this, then you select whatever I want to input, whether I want to add a chart title, whether I want to show the data table, whether I want to be able to show the grid line, whether I need to show the trend line. So you're able to do all that.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Do you have
Hello.
any question?
Good morning.
How are you?
I can hear you.
You're speaking to Allen Card Center.
Okay.
So Abdullahi is here to collect your certificate, right?
Okay.
You agree with that?
Brian,
Sorry?
Huh?
Yeah, I knew you were
Hello.
going to permit.
yes, any question? Any question?
No, no question.
Yeah. Okay, she's going to mute. I went off and I'm no longer the host here. Yeah, but I've sent her a message. She's going to mute.
I can't hear you.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me do that. Should I make you host again?
Yeah, I think you can make me host again.
Okay, let me do that. Let me just do that. Give me a second.
Okay, any question? Like there is more to reports, eh? Yeah, not only that, like you can copy a report and you paste it somewhere. You can even make page breaks. Like by page breaks, it means pages. Eh? Yeah, so you may want to make your report, but you want to make it on 2 different pages. So that's when you use page breaks. Yeah. So for the designing bit, it needs you to just explore. But as long as you understand the whole content, the whole concept of how to come up with your own report. Yeah. So we can go to another report. This one, this has been a blank report, but usually it is very important to create a blank report because you have the freedom to add whatever thing you want. Yeah, but there is a time when you just want to have a look at something. For example, there is a so common record which is used, and that is project overview. Yeah, so this one shows you the percent complete of your project, then also the percent complete for each level of the project. Yeah, so you can see that you just go to report, then dashboard, then project overview. Yeah, so it will show you which day, like the start and the current one, like okay, where you've reached according to the percentages that you've input in percent complete. Then it will also show you the percent complete for the overall project. Then it will draw for you a chart here. Yeah, so this is also modifiable in case you want to modify it. You just double click on it, then you come under field list and you select what you want to show. Yeah, then you can change the way the chart looks. That one doesn't. It depends on your preference. Yeah, then another report that is very crucial is when you go to costs and maybe you want to look at cost overruns or task cost overview. Yeah, so this one will show you how much each and every level has consumed. Remember, level will be a collection of tasks. Yeah, so yeah, we've not input any money, but in case there was money, it will be able to show you how much have you spent on each level, yeah, of the task. Yeah, why they don't go in detail? Because when it comes to a particular task, it is you who inputs the money. Or also it is like you may be interested in just you want to know how much has a foundation costed me, instead of knowing how much did the excavation costed us, because that one you add it from the other resource sheet information. Yeah, but now here we want to look at like those levels, how much have they consumed? Yeah. So then another report that is very important, there's also Okay, also on resources, you may want to look at resource overview. Yeah, so how resources have been used and the actual work they have done, the remaining work, the baseline work. The baseline work is the work that was assigned as you were setting the baseline for that project. Then the actual work is the work that has been now actually done by that particular resource according to your progress. Then the remaining work, you will get the total work minus the actual work. Then that's when you get the remaining work. Yeah. So here it will give you resource statistics. So all your resources will be here and it will be able to show you the number of hours. So by looking at this only, you're able maybe to tell that a resource so and so is maybe has done well or has been totally available. Like you can easily see through which resource has been optimally utilized and which one is not being used. Yeah. So if you want to display the number of hours on bars, you just select the bar, right click, then you go to, okay, just select that, then you go to add data labels and say add data labels. So it will be able to show you in case you want to have a look at them, but if it looks congested to you, you can ignore that. Yeah, so there are very many other reports. If you want to look at all the reports, you just come to anywhere, either here, like on dashboards or resources or course, then you select more reports. Yeah, so here is where you're going to find each and every report. If you want a custom report, if you want dashboards, it can show you upcoming tasks. Then all these are different reports. We can't complete all of them. You just have to exhaust them on your own. Then we have resources. We have that one for overlocated resources and resource overview. So if I'm interested in this, select it. Then it will bring the resources that have been overlocated, and it will show you like in detail how those have overlocated resources are performing. Yeah. So that's it about reports. Okay, before we move away from reports, you can as well, there's what they call visual reports here. When I click on visual reports, there are these reports that they are generated with a particular kind of data. Okay, like there's some data and charts. So it will export into Microsoft Excel. Yeah, so those are the visual reports. Let's try to create one. So you can come to, when you are under all, it will display all the visual reports that can be created. You can create a baseline cost report, a baseline work report. Yeah, but when I go to a particular, maybe under resource usage, you can see these are only 3 that I'm able to create, or under assignment usage. So I'm going to go under all, then maybe I get the one for baseline cost report. Yeah, so just ensure that this checkbox, this is checked for Microsoft Excel. Yeah, otherwise they will not display because the other information will be exported to Microsoft Excel. Yeah, so now you're going to click, we're going to click on, there's also Microsoft Visio. Okay, this one is for drawing. For now, you ignore it, but it is a Microsoft tool that is used in drawing. Yeah, so we're going to click on view. Now it is gathering reporting data. So now that means it is exporting into Microsoft Excel. Yeah, actually, if as it is exporting, if, for example, your Microsoft Office package that you're having is 2000 maybe 13, but the Microsoft project you're using is 2016 or 2019, like they are not of the same year. It will not work out. There's some work around that you need to do. I don't know if we get some time, I'm going to show you how you can go about that, because I suspect some people may be running that. But for me, I'm having it is the same year, 2019, 2019. But in case you're running MS Office, which is like 2016, and your project is 2013, which is standalone, it will not be able to export. You need to do something to enable that. Yeah, so our report is done. Then I'm going to, let me share the screen and you look at that. Yeah, so this is what has been generated as the baseline cost report. So this is supposed to be a chart, but we didn't have data yet there, but a chart would have showed here. Then also, when you come to assignment usage, it will give you detailed information. You can click on that. You'll be able to get detailed information. Yeah, like here you'll be having digits that you can look at and analyze. So that's the importance of visual reports. They come with data and also a chart. Yeah, so here it uses pivot charts from Excel to be able to kind of like connect, to give you something that is related to the field list from the other side. So you're able to select something else to be displayed here. You can see when I click, it will change. Yeah, can even change from baseline, and I say actual overtime work. So if I have data, the chart will change, and also this will adjust accordingly. Yeah, so can go back to yeah. So is anyone having a computer trying it? Brian, are you having a computer and trying it out? Hello?
Yes, I've been trying it.
Has it been successful? If it is
Hello?
bringing an error,
Yes, I've been trying it.
I can show you how to go about
Yes.
that error.
Hmm?
If it is bringing an error that
No. It has brought the report.
Mm.
It has brought the reports and chart one and assignment usage, just like what you've been showing us.
Okay. Yeah. So in
Yes.
case they are not of the same year and version, that's when it will complain, but there is something that we can do about it, and it is able to bypass that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to cover about reports for today. But in the next sessions, we shall also cover a bit more things about reports. Yeah. So for now, I'm going to introduce Undervalue Analysis. But before we introduce that, do we have any questions so far? Olala, do you have any questions? Olala is there? Okay, it doesn't have. All right. Yeah, so let's go back to yeah. So now I'm going to introduce a new concept, but okay, it may look a bit complex, but we shall have to repeat it in the next session. Now it's just going to be a simple introduction to it. Then in next session, we shall spend almost the whole sessions covering that. Yeah. So it is called Undervalue Analysis. Yeah. So Undervalue Analysis, what is Undervalue Analysis? Yeah. So for Undervalue Analysis, you want to evaluate your project and see, are we getting value from what we're doing? Like, are we earning value from what we're doing? Let me give you an example. If you scheduled a task to take 5 days and it was going to use particular resources, or like those particular resources had a total like budget. For example, the task is going to take 5 days and it's going to consume 100,000. That is your initial plan. Yeah, but you realize that the actual thing that has happened, find it. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, can hear you.
Oh, I'd lost network. Sorry about that. Because, okay, I received the call and the network went off. Yeah. So I was still saying, I was still talking about value analysis, that you want to evaluate which kind of value are you getting from doing that project. Like the task has taken 5 days, fine, but have you used the same amount, like what you've planned? Isn't there any cost variance? Isn't there any schedule variance? If you planned the task to take 10 days and now it is taking 15 days. Yeah. So how much has it costed you? Remember, if the project, let's look at the whole project. If the project is supposed to get done on 1st June and you incur time overruns, you know that you're going to be charged liquidated damages every single day. Yeah, so we want to understand if you have time overruns for a specific task, that the task was supposed to take 5 days, but now it has taken 7 days. That difference of 2 days, how much, because now we know the duration is 2 days, but in terms of money value, how much have we lost? Yeah, so that's what Undervalue is about. Yeah, it looks at cost and also schedule, but those differences are turned into terms of value, into terms of money. Yeah. So if okay, here there is an inbuilt header. Let me show you. Can place F1 because it involves a number of calculations like the formulas, but you don't need to cram the formulas, or you don't need to always know them, but you need to understand what every concept means. Yeah. So I'm going to search for Undervalue. Okay, it is searching, though in the network is slow. Okay, as it is coming, we can be opening the table for Undervalue. So in order for you to access the table for Undervalue, you go to View, then you go to Tables. Yeah, so under Tables, it will show you a list of tables that you have, but MS Project has a number of tables, not only these ones. So if you need more tables, you come down to More Tables. Then under More Tables, you can see all the tables that you can possibly open. Yeah, so we're going to look for Undervalue. There are 3 different tables for Undervalue. There's Undervalue itself, then there is Undervalue cost indicators and undervalue schedule indicators. Yeah, so we're going to open this one of Undervalue. Click on it, say apply. And this one has also come. Yeah, so here there is a graph. Yeah, this graph is showing you, it's just giving you an example that if that green line was supposed to be is the planned cost that we, okay, the cost that we had planned to spend on that project. But now the one in purple is now the actual cost that we're spending. Do you see that the more they variate, your undervalue is going to decrease? Yeah, now that means you're spending more than what you anticipated. And that is not good for projects. So those are some of the reasons as to why we do undervalue analysis. We want to look at how much are we variating from the cost and how much is it costing us in terms of value. Yeah, so there are different concepts when we go back, when we go down here to that table. Okay, there are very many, but at least you need to understand these three. There is planned value, then there is actual cost, then there is undervalue. Yeah, so planned value, okay, take it as planned value looks at schedule. How are you variating from the schedule? Like which kind of value are you getting from completing the projects? In case there are schedule variances, if you have, in case there are schedule variances, it will show you the estimate of that variance, but it will be in money terms. That's why it is called planned value. It will not show duration, it will show money, but just know it is basing on the duration. That is the planned value. Yeah, then the actual cost, the way it sounds, that is the actual cost that it has costed you to finish a particular project. Then undervalue itself, that is the undervalue, but in terms of costs. The planned value looks in terms of duration, the undervalue looks in terms of costs. Then the actual cost is the actual amount that you've spent on the particular task. Yeah, so now if you go to that table here, you can see that we are in the undervalue table. We have planned value, then we have undervalue, we have actual cost, we have schedule variance, we have cost variance, then we have estimate at completion, then we have baseline cost, then we have variance at completion. Yeah, so all of them, when you hover over them, they will show you a formula. For example, when you hover over schedule variance, it will show us that the formula for schedule variance is we're going to look at the actual time that we've taken to complete the work minus the time that we scheduled or we plan to do the project. Yeah, that will be the schedule variance. Yeah, so okay, at first it may not look okay, that useful, it may look complex, but it is very, very crucial because here, for example, undervalue, if we have a negative undervalue, it means that your project is not performing well. The way it will display a negative undervalue, it will either be in brackets, like the amount will be shown in brackets, or it will be shown with a negative. That's how it displays the undervalue. Yeah. Then if it is positive, then it is good to you. But when it is negative, it's not good to you. But now you have to understand to what extent. That's when we can have schedule variance percentage cost value, cost variance percentage, schedule variance percentage. Yeah, and if you want to have a look at those, that's when you go to tables, more tables. Then if I want to concentrate on cost, the undervalue for the cost, I click on undervalue cost indicators, click on apply. Yeah. So this one will give me different columns, but there is no, it has ignored the ones for schedule. It only has planned value, but all other costs are about cost, or like all the other columns for undervalue are only concentrating on cost, like the cost variance, then the cost variance percentage. So this is the one that will show you the percentage of how you're varying or you're deviating from the planned budget. Then there's what they call the cost performance index. Yeah, so this one will try to show you, it will try to compare the budgeted cost, the budget cost of work performed. Then it also compares it with the actual cost of the work performed. So now that means if the budgeted cost, because the formula, let me move over it and you see the formula, budgeted cost for work completed over the actual cost for work completed. So if the one up is big, the budgeted cost is big and the actual cost is low, it means that your cost performance index is going to be 1 and above, which is good. Okay, you can't see the formula. Yeah, the formula is there. It's budgeted cost over the actual cost. So if the budgeted cost is 5,000, but the actual cost is 4,000, it means that we're going to get 5,000 divided by 4,000, and it will be 1 point. So it will be above 1. But if your budgeted cost was 4,000, but now you've spent 8,000, so we're going to get 4,000 divided by 8,000, and we shall get 0.5. So your cost performance index is 0.5, which is below 1. So it is not good. So it is better you be very close to 1 or above 1. That is what that index shows. Yeah. Then the next one is baseline cost. That is the cost you planned as you are setting the baseline. Then there is estimate at completion. Yeah, so now it will try to look at the existing, okay, your progress, or like the existing valuation of how you're performing. Then it will try to calculate for you an estimate at completion. It will always not be like correct, but it will be closer to that. It will give you a hint of an estimate, an estimated cost at completion. That is this column. Then now here we have variance at completion. Yeah, it will try to show you, it will use the estimate at completion to try to show you how will you vary from the planned budget. Yeah, that is the variance at completion. Then also this is an index, that is to complete performance index. Yeah, so that one shows the ratio of the work remaining to be done to funds remaining to be spent. Yeah, so all these indexes are just trying to give you a hint of the how your project is performing. So they are just trying to evaluate the cost, the way you spending cost on the project vis-a-vis the budgeted cost. Yeah. Then when you open the other one, you go to tables, more tables, and you open this one of schedule indicators and say apply, you see that the columns are now going to be different and they are only for schedule. To show you the schedule variance percentage, then also the schedule performance index. How are you performing? So it will compare the budgeted time to the actual time. So if the budgeted one is above the actual, then it will be 1 and above. But if you've spent more days than what you planned to do, it will be less than 1. So it will try to show you how you're performing. That is the schedule performance index. Yeah. So yeah, it is kind of a tough concept to get. You need some theoretical background. Yeah, but we shall try to cover it. And it is so crucial to understand and also do as you're evaluating projects. Yeah. So do you have any questions or any suggestions? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, hello.
Yes. Do you have any
Yes,
questions?
thank you. Maybe, okay, mine is a suggestion. Is it better to like get, okay, to get maybe one project and really do this and see how it comes out?
Yeah, it is possible. And after covering the sessions, we shall be assigned a project.
Yes.
We shall base on that project to
Okay.
award the certificates. But before that, we can get any project for practice. And what would be better is,
yes.
Do you do you have access? Okay, like if the company you're working for, if you're working on a particular project and it was not scheduled in MS project, for example, it was scheduled in MS Excel, so you can get that schedule. Then you try to apply everything that we've covered in MS project. But in case you don't have, I can get you a sample project. Yeah. So can you get one, or we can get for you? Because if you get one by yourself, it means that you will actually work on something that like it will look so real to you because it is the tasks that you're working on. Yeah. So do you have any?
Maybe I need to check because I work with a consultancy and usually do supervision of contractors. So I'll have to check through and see.
They must be having those
because
they share with
they
you.
submit to us.
Yeah.
Yes, they submit to us and we look at their programs, how they intend to do certain works and when they will finish, which tasks are critical. Yes, basically those things.
Yeah. So that is actually better than me getting you like another project which you can't easily track. But now if you're doing that exact project and we try to apply, in case you have any question, you can always bring it and we apply it on that project. So that will be better. You will see it coming out very well. You can actually do the tracking of the progress because they submit their schedule. Now you can try to compare with what they have so far executed. Yeah. So any other question other than that? Hello? 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 Today's network is not good. So did you still have more questions? Brian, do you have any questions? Hello. Okay, I think we shall continue from here tomorrow. Yeah, Brian, tomorrow I'll be able to show you the other thing of assigning a particular calendar to specific resources. So in case you even have more questions, you can always ask them via WhatsApp. Then we cover them during the sessions.
Okay.
All right. Have a good weekend.